So today, it's a very good day for the car. I've been waiting for this day for quite a while now. To give you a little clue, well, you've already seen the title, haven't you? So we got some new wheel nuts here. I think these were from Driftworks, but yeah, they're like thin internal drive nuts, I think they're called, something like that. 12 by 1.5 is the thread size for our car, Fiesta, but the style of wheel that I got needed them nuts apparently, so I got them in purple. Basically, going on to the wheels, I wanted these wheels since I had the ST, so I've been wanting them for like almost a year now. Basically had a nightmare ordering them. I ordered them on Driftworks, they said they was in stock. I then paid the like almost 500 quid, and then they said they was out of stock. They didn't have a full set of one colour available, and they didn't have a restock date as well. So then I went on another website and questioned it to see if they had stock, and he said that in their stock they didn't have a full set of one colour as well. He came up with a suggestion saying to ask Japan Racing if they'll give me a slight discount if they send me some wheels but in different colours, so I could then go to say powder coaters or just to get them resprayed or whatever. They basically said we'll give you 15% off for perfectly good wheels, just have them resprayed. I didn't think they were going to do that, to be honest with you. So I got sent out 3 silver and 1 matte black, I think it was. I knew respraying them or getting them done at a professional place would probably cost more than that, which it did, but in my opinion, in total for the alloys and then getting them resprayed as well, it cost me 630, which I don't think is too bad for brand new spanking alloys, and I must say that they look absolutely amazing. I was then thinking, what colour would I go for? I was thinking of like a gloss black with kind of like a purple flaky finish in it, but then you're talking big money for that kind of finish from like powder coaters. So I decided to go for a pretty standard base colour. I went for anthracite. I think it will look really good against the black car. I didn't want to go with like black because it would just hide the wheels and hide the design too much, and also blend in with kind of the car. It just wouldn't go well at all. And then silver, I'm not really the biggest fan of silver because I think it just looks a bit too standard for me. So I went halfway in between anthracite, and I think I chose definitely the right choice. So they were 16 by 8 and their ET is 25, so they're going to be sticking out quite a lot, and they should be pretty much level with the arch. Whereas these alloys that I've got on at the moment, Bowler B1s, they're kind of tucked in the arch quite a lot. So I think what I'm going to have to do is adjust the coilovers, but yeah, we'll have to see what it's like. Right then boys, so here are the wheels. I love them so much, they look so sick. Just look at that kind of like anthracite. I'll just zoom in. But yeah, I'm just about to ceramic coat these, or I think it might just be a wheel sealant, but I've used it before and it is a really good wheel sealant. So it will just make all of the make cleaning a lot easier. Should just jet wash all the crap off, and also the like brake dust and road grime won't stick to it as much. But yeah boys, here are the wheels, JR18s. They are 16 inch, 8J wide, and they've got an ET of 25, so they are quite concave. Like if you just look at this one, it's not the easiest to show on camera, but they are quite concave and I do really like that aspect of them. But yeah, basically with tyre choice, brand new tyres, I've gone with Uniroyal Rain Spot 5s because it's now coming into like, or getting onto autumn kind of time and winter. And a mate of mine has got these and he said that they are amazing in the wet. I also got these because, you know, English weather, it's just, you can expect the roads to be pretty much wet half the time. So, and apparently these are also fairly decent in the dry as well. Obviously not just for rain, they are decent in the dry as well. I went for these in a 205 45 because
the 205 is very slightly stretched on a 8J tyre, and I think they do look pretty decent. Could have gone with 195, it would have been quite a bit more stretched, and I wasn't sure about it, so I went with 205s. But yeah, hopefully with this setup it's going to look real good on the car and it's going to fit properly. So yeah, I think what I'll do now, start loosening up all the wheel nuts, coat these in this wheel sealant, and we'll get cracking. Right then boys, so I haven't picked up the camera in a little while. Last time I picked the camera up, just done a little bit of sealant just to protect them a bit more, make them a bit easier to clean as well. As I was waiting for the sealant to sit on the alloys for 5 minutes on each one, I was going around the car loosening up the nuts, and then I've just finished wiping off all the sealant. I just took off the old wheels on the back, and I just wanted to test fit to see, before I filmed, just to see if I'd need to be adjusting like ride height or whatever. The backs are all on, and oh my god, it sits fucking amazing, like perfectly. If I just spin the camera around for you, oh my god, that just looks so fucking sick. Which one do you choose, this one or this one? I'd definitely say this one. The rears might drop a little bit because I've just jacked it up, and when it comes back down, when you move the car, they do slightly drop a little bit more. So I'm thinking that that is going to drop a little bit more, but I'm going to be lucky if that doesn't rub, because if that drops any more, if you look from this angle, you can see that that tyre is literally, it's going to be tight, but hopefully the rear does not drop by much more at all. It might rub, I don't know, it might not, I really hope it doesn't. But yeah, rears are now done. I might actually just take the handbrake off and just let it roll just to see if it does drop any more. Not entirely sure, they might have dropped a tiny bit, but they look alright for now, but I think they will probably drop a little bit more as I drive. So what we're going to do now is probably jack the front up and start on the front. So yeah boys, there is the rears done. You can see the fitment on there is pretty mad. Right, don't have a lot of room back here, but if I stand back here, you can see that they aren't protruding the arches, they're like level with the arches, and they just look so sick. As I said, everyone might not be a fan of these wheels, and you've got to have kind of a special kind of mindset of what you want and what you don't like kind of thing, but yeah, I really do love these, and I just think they look so sick on the black car. Right then boys, so all the alloys are on, car's just been lowered back down. What I'm just going to do now, sorry about the wind if that's quite strong for you, what I need to do now it's back on the ground, I'm going to go back around and try and tighten each nut up as much as I can, because I don't have a breaker bar or like a torque wrench or anything, so as tight as I can is going to be completely fine. Right, so the new alloys are all fitted. Just going to take it out for a little drive just to make sure that there's no like rubbing or anything like that, and I think the coilovers might drop a tiny bit as well, so when I jack them up and then lower them back down again, they do drop a little bit, so that's what I'm going to be checking for. Coilovers drop too much, then I think that they might rub a little bit, so I might actually have to raise them up a little bit, but we'll see. Take it out for a little drive and see what happens. So it's now just started pissing it down. I just got back from that little drive just to test them out, and I've just raised up the car, tried to adjust the coilovers a little bit, and I think I've adjusted them a little bit. It might be alright, but I think it may still rub because I haven't adjusted it loads. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it for today because it's now chucking it down. I might take it out for another little drive a little bit later on, but I'm soaked, so I'm just going to go inside, chill out for a bit, and maybe come out again later or tomorrow morning to see if I can change anything to do with it. So I'll see you when I next pick up the camera. Right then lads, so it's the next day. Yesterday I took it out for quite a long drive. I went down to Brighton, so from here Brighton's probably about a 35-minute drive. On the motorway wasn't too bad. There was a few little kind of like dips and stuff in the motorway, and whenever you're going like 60, 70, whatever, it was torrential rain as well, like proper heavy, and these new tyres seem to do pretty damn good in the heavy rain, because they are the Rain Sport 5s, so I was fairly impressed with the new tyres. But basically on the drive yesterday, dual carriageway driving for probably about 45 minutes, 50 minutes in total, and the wheels only caught twice, and that was on like a little dip kind of thing. When you're going like high speed, it's going to have more of an effect. And then driving around town, there's like more potholes and dips and uneven roads and whatever. Driving around town for about 10 minutes and the wheels caught about 4 or 5 times, so things definitely need to be changed. Got a slight problem with the front coilover. I'm not entirely sure why it's doing it. I'll explain it in a bit. But what I'm now going to do, I'm just going to try and raise the rears a little bit, just because they are quite low and there's not a lot of room. Like, you've probably only got just about a finger width until that arch is going to hit that tyre. Maybe not even that. I think they may need to be raised just a little bit, just to give it a little bit more kind of just room around there really. But if I had 195 tyres, they'd be slightly more stretched, and I think the issue would be a little bit better than that. But you can see the fucking alloys are filthy already. I did coat them in some wheel sealant, so I should just be able to rinse that off. But if you look down there, look at all that grit and shitty rain stuff that's picked up from the road. Tyres are all dirty, car is filthy, like, look at that. But yeah, what we're going to do, jack up the rear on the rear subframe, get some axle stands under there, and see if we can adjust the rear coilovers. Looks like the rears are as high as they can go, so I think the only thing that we could do to help is probably just roll the arches. Even though they feel kind of rolled already, they feel nice and flat. Apart from here, the joint of the bumper and the actual rear quarter, there's a little catch there, but I don't think that will really, a little kind of sharp bit there, but I don't think that will actually touch the tyre. It's more like around this little part here. But yesterday, I think when I was driving, the rears might have only caught like once, but it was mainly the front drivers that was the worst. So I think what I'll do, I'll wipe the tyre back on here, just have a quick look at the other one, try and make sure that they're nice and even, and then we'll have another look at the driver's side. Right then boys, so I've just checked the rears. They are now definitely as high as they'll go. There's a bit of room, but I think that's probably going to drop a little bit, because I just need to take the handbrake off, let it roll, and I think that'll probably close that gap again. So let me just do that now. Massive drop, I think. Felt that. Now moving on to the fronts. This is the problem that I had yesterday. I raised this side up, so then I didn't get any rubs on this side, so it's like just over 2 fingers worth by the arch. Come round here, and now I can't even get my 2 fingers in there, and on the other side my fingers were like that, so there's probably an extra half of a finger gap on the other side. Now spin that round, I'll take you out the window for a sec, just step in the garage. So basically yesterday I tried to rise the fronts, and basically on the passenger side, which has the bigger arch gap, I raised them both, and the passenger side can still be raised higher than what it is now. The driver's side is all the way at the top and I can't raise it anymore. I'm not too clued up with like suspension and stuff, but I don't know why the driver's side is a lot lower than the passenger side and I can't adjust it any higher, whereas the passenger side is a lot higher, bigger arch gap, and I could still raise it a little bit as well. So if any of you guys know why that is, just leave it in the comments or something, and then I'll come back to the car and see if I can figure out why it's doing that, whatever. But I think now I'm just going to have a little look at the fronts, see if I can just play around with anything, see if anything does change, because I need to just raise the driver's side, and I might actually lower the passenger side slightly, because it does look quite a big arch in my opinion. I think the fronts could be rolled as well. I think that would actually help quite a lot. So I think get them rolled. I might drop that a tiny bit, but then come around this side and I don't get it. It's like this just needs to be raised up just a little bit more just to be safe, because this is where it was rubbing. It's right at the top on this side, only a little gap. Come around here, big gap, and on the coilover on this tower I can raise it even higher than what it is now. So I don't get it. Like, as I said, if any of you know what it is, leave it in the comments or whatever. But I do kind of like how she looks now with the new wheels. It is kind of different, and I do like the kind of concave look of the wheels. They do look really nice, but I think I might just lower that coilover by literally only like 2mm or something like that on the front, just so it looks a little bit more even with the other side. But I don't want to lower this side too much that this side starts rubbing as well, because at the moment I just think it is this side that is rubbing at the front. So I'm gonna jack the front of the car up, take a little look again just to see if I missed anything yesterday, because it was chucking it down yesterday as well, so I don't think I actually filmed it. So I think I'll just jack the front up, have another look, see if I can see anything which is like out of the ordinary or whatever. As I said, I'm not the best with coilovers or suspension or whatever, but I'll give it a go and see what it's saying. I'm just going to lower this one by probably a couple of millimeters. I think that'll do for that one. Right, so as I said, I've lowered that one. I think it's about 6 or 7 turns, so I think that's probably about 3mm, probably a little bit less. Let's go around to this side now. Right, so they might take a little more. I can now fit 2 fingers in there. It's a bit tight, but I've raised them up. Yeah, they're definitely raised actually. Can now fit 2 fingers on top of each other. It is a little bit tight. Let's see what this side's saying. Still a little bit higher than the other side. I'm just going to start the car up, roll it forward and back a few times, do a little bit of steering as well, check for the front tyres, see if there's any rubbing. Just go back and forward, see what happens. Well lads, I think I've done a little bit of difference. Dropped this side the tiniest amount. Backs are okay. And this side I've raised it up the tiniest bit. I can now get 2 fingers in there properly. I think it will help if I roll them arches there. I'm just going to check all tyre pressures quickly, make sure they are where they should be. And yeah, I think I should be alright. I might just roll the arches. This one's alright, it's actually got quite a bit of room here, because the overlap, like if you look down at an angle like that, the arch is totally clear on the inside. So it'll probably come down to like here before it touches. But yeah, So yeah, just gonna check all tyre pressures, and then I think I'll close the video after that.
Right then boys, so I've now fully adjusted the coilovers. I think the fronts did change a little bit, especially the driver's side, because I think the passenger side front is still a little bit higher than the driver's side front. Just taken it out for a good drive, all around town, on a dual carriageway, also down the high street, which has a load of bumps, and it didn't rub once. I didn't hear any noises whatsoever. I think I've sorted it, which is fucking brilliant. I'm so like relieved now. And it also gave the car a little bit of a hoon here and there, and it seems to be okay. So I'm now happy that I think I've sorted it. I think it still will aid it if I give it like roll the arches. So yeah, I'm very happy. The wheels are all now fitted and it's all done finally. Yesterday I was a bit like, oh, what's going on with the coilovers? It's still a little bit annoying, and again, if anyone does know why the driver's side is fully as high as it will go and the passenger side could still go higher, but on the passenger side I've got a bigger arch gap. If anyone knows why that would be or anything like that, do comment down below. Also had a look at the drop links and things like that. The drop links I think definitely need doing, because the like bushes on them, or whatever they're called, I can literally twist them with my hand. It's like quite easy. So I don't think, well, I'm 90% sure that they shouldn't be able to turn that easy. I'm thinking they should be like rock hard. You shouldn't be able to turn them with your hands at all. So yeah, that's one thing that I think needs to be done. We're all done finally, and I'll just end it with a few cinematics and then wait for the next video. But yeah boys, gonna end the video there. Thank you all for watching. I hope it hasn't been too long and a bit boring. Like, I'm sure you all know how to like change wheels over and whatever. But yeah, thank you all for watching. If you do like the wheels or whatever, please like, leave a comment, let me know what you think and all that. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Subscribers are going up nice and at a steady rate now, and I do appreciate everyone watching and subscribing and being an active follower kind of thing. Also follow my Instagram, I'll just put it down in the corner or whatever, because I've got quite a few Instagram followers, but I've also got like over 2,000 subs on YouTube and only about 1,200 followers on Instagram, something like that. So yeah, if you're watching this video, head over to my Instagram, follow that, so you got updates of the car, pictures, whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Cheers to all of you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.